Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Sales fraud, intermediaries writing up policies without clients' knowledge to earn commission, made up most of the fraud cases recorded by Asisa members last year. The Association for Savings and Investment South Africa's statistics for the first time include fraud reported by investment companies and a new category for sales fraud. Life insurers and investment companies prevented fraud losses of more than R1 billion and lost only R77 million to fraud. This should be seen in the context of the more than R500 billion paid out in claims and benefits. National Treasury has welcomed the report by the Financial Action Task Force that recognizes the progress South Africa has made in addressing the compliance deficiencies that contributed to the country's grey listing. In 2021, the FATF found South Africa deficient on 20 of its recommendations or standards. In October this year, the FATF plenary re-rated 18 of these deficiencies. The latest FATF report does not address the progress made by South Africa to improve its effectiveness in implementing its anti-money laundering regime, that is, the investigation and prosecution of financial crimes. The outlook for US financial markets has changed dramatically since the end of October, as the impediments to a new bull market are increasingly being chipped away, says investment analyst Rake de Klerk. He says the time has come for a risk-on strategy that may last until the end of next year. His bullish outlook is based on an analysis of the relationship between banks' lending standards and the valuation momentum of the S&P 500. With few exceptions, a major turn in the net percentage of banks tightening their lending standards has historically coincided with a major turn in the valuation momentum of the US market. National Treasury has identified the promotion of appropriate, affordable, and quality insurance products for individuals and small businesses as among the priorities for fostering financial inclusion. Treasury published the latest version of its financial inclusion policy framework for South Africa this week. It says the reasons for the low uptake of non-funeral insurance include low disposable income, the lack of affordable and suitable products, an inappropriate distribution model, and inadequate financial education. Discovery Health Medical Scheme says it will engage with the Advertising Regulatory Board to understand the impacts of the board's decision on Discovery's business and the medical schemes industry. Last week, the ARB found a Discovery advert claiming comprehensive chronic cover to be misleading. The authority said the advert made it seem as if the medical scheme provided additional chronic cover to all members beyond what it legally has to offer. Discovery says the ARB ruling did not appear to consider the accepted use of terminology within the industry. Legislation will be introduced to tighten the regulation of the over-the-counter markets, including the foreign exchange market. National Treasury told a parliamentary hearing into allegations of currency manipulation by banks that it intends to table the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill very soon, followed by amendments to the Financial Markets Act. The FSCA said closing the regulatory gaps in the OTC market is a priority, and it outlined the measures it plans to take. The average drawdown rate among living annuitants dropped from 6.88% in 2021 to 6.66% last year, the lowest average drawdown rate since 2018. Asisa has released a 5-year update on the living annuity book held by its member companies. Asisa said it was encouraging that last year the 2.5 to 5% drawdown rate made up the biggest income band by number of policies, followed by a drawdown rate of 5 to 7.5%. The FSCA has published a draft conduct standard for collective investment scheme managers that sets requirements for governance, risk management, avoiding and managing conflicts of interest, portfolio design, and the information that must be included in a prospectus. The purpose of the draft conduct standard is to align the South African CIS regulatory environment more closely to international standards. Implementing the conduct standard will have cost implications for CIS managers, some of which may be substantial, particularly for smaller managers. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.